I had a great day today. Anybody else have a great day today? Huh. I think God was a little better than that, but I had a great day today. I come into the office. I asked Pastor Jay to cover tonight because I was trying to get the funeral messages ready. My goal today was to come in and prepare 2 funeral messages and get ready for the weekend so I can have tomorrow and Friday to prepare for Sunday. And my mother-in-law is taking radiation. And my wife has to take her every day for radiation. And Wednesday is a day that my wife watches granddaughters usually. But today it was only Gwen. It was our youngest granddaughter that she had today. And Gwenny will be 3 in February. And she said, honey, when I take Mom in for radiation, can I drop Gwen off at the office? And I'm thinking, oh yes, honey, no problem. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm tired. Listen, I'm driven. When I have an assignment ahead of me, I'm going to get to that assignment, and nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to get in my way. I'm going to get to that assignment. And she said, but if she's asleep, I'll just keep on going. And I hadn't heard anything about 11 o'clock, so I'm thinking, okay, she's asleep. So I decided to call Tam. She said, no, we're on our way. We'll be there just a few minutes. I'm thinking, great. Yeah, I can't wait. And I'm going somewhere. Just bear with me. And so Gwenny shows up. I meet her at the door. Poppy comes running. And I pick her up, and we go up to my office, and she's wanting to sit on my lap, and I'm thinking, I'm getting nothing done. I got 1 funeral message done, but the second one, it ain't going to happen. And so anyway, I'm looking at Gwen, and it was about lunchtime, and I love to watch Gwen eat because she takes joy in eating. I mean, that girl set a little bit of chips and dip of any kind in front of her, and every bite has to be dipped. I mean, it's a joy. So anyway, I said, Gwenny, are you hungry? Yep. I said, you want Taco Bell? Yep. So we went to Taco Bell, figured out what to get her. We come back, and usually I'll use food as a distraction because I can get some work done. But the Lord said, not today. And he said, have a picnic on the floor in your office. I'm like, this is out of my box, okay? This is, I'm getting food distraction so I can work. And we come back, and I said, Gwen, you want to have a picnic in Poppy's office on the floor? Yep. I'm sorry, uh-huh. It's uh-huh. It didn't yep it, uh-huh. So we go in, and I get her nachos and her cheese and her soft taco with beef and cheese only. And we're sitting there, and I'm eating my chicken powder bowl, and we're just having the best time. And we're just sitting there. We're having a good time. And, Jay, I don't think it's going to happen tonight. So maybe next Wednesday, okay? Andy, you just need to come back up. Okay, I'd apologize, but I didn't do anything. But man, you sure look good today. I got to bring you up here in a minute just so everybody can see how well Tanya dresses you. So we're in there on the floor, and we're just having a good time, talking in crumbs, chips, dip, whoop, crumbs on the floor, and we're having a great time. She unwrapped her straw, and there's little paper. Remember how I was the other evening with pins? And I'm like, yeah, no, you got to pick that up. And there was one over here I didn't know. If I don't know about it, I'm okay. But if I see it, it's got to be picked up. And there's paper all over, and we're just sitting there, and we're just talking, and we're having a good time. And Kelly, my secretary, she so desperately wants Gwen to like her. And Gwen... And Gwen is a lovable little girl. She loves everybody, but she'll look at Kelly and just kind of do this. And Kelly wants her to just embrace her. And she said, oh, I so love your daddy, Gwenny. Your daddy and I are really good friends. And it's almost like, yeah, whatever. So anyway, the point is that we're sitting on the floor, and all at once I noticed that Kelly comes in my office and she sits down on the floor with us. Just stay with me. I'm going somewhere. So I'm thinking, this is weird. You know, this is weird. We're sitting here having a picnic, and Kelly just comes in, and she's trying to get Gwen to and I said, Gwenny, I said, just give Kelly a high five. And Gwen went like that, and I'm like, okay, see, you're in. And we're sitting there, and we finish up lunch, and I'm thinking the day is shot. I'm not even going to worry about going any further. I've had a time with Gwenny today. And I just wanted to think about that. So Shelby, Joni's granddaughter, was there at the office today. And what I didn't know is that she kept asking Joni, can I go in and see if she wants to play with me? And she said, honey, Pastor and Gwen's eating right now, and they're having lunch, and so you can't go in right now. So she kept asking her, honey, they're eating right now, and you can't interrupt that right now. And so anyway, I gathered up all the trash and I went to throw it away. And as soon as I go through the door, Shelby's there. And she said, Pastor, can she come play with me? And this thought, I'm like, yeah, but then she won't be in my office. Terry, something happened that I didn't want her to leave my presence. That time that we had on the floor of the crumbs, it wasn't perfect. Sometimes it wasn't pretty. There was times she would pick up her drink with one hand, and I'm like, oh no, honey, two hands. You gotta have two hands. In one hand, she had that little curl right there at the top, and she would just drink it, set it down, and I was like, oh, two hands now would be much better. And each time I tell her two hands, and it was quick, but she'd set it down with one, you know. And there wasn't anything just like super that happened. There wasn't anything that was magnificent or unforgettable that happened. It was all just normal. But when Shelby said, Pastor, can she come play with me? I'm like, yeah, but then she won't be with me. And I didn't want her to leave. Because Shelby had all of her toys in Joni's office. And she went in to play with Shelby. And I headed back to my office, and I have a door with solid glass. You can see into my office, but I'm thinking, I don't know if she can open this door because she has to pull it to open it. And I'm thinking, I gotta prop this door open so she can get to me if she needs me. And I opened the door, and there's a doorstop on it, and I opened it, and I went back in Joni's office, and I said, Gwenny, I said, I propped the door open for you. If you need me, just come and get me. And what I want you to know is God's propped the door open for you. He's propped the door open for you. Because the last time that you spent time with Him, it might have been normal for you, but it was unforgettable for Him. And He's left that door open just so that maybe you come back in the office and have one more unforgettable time with your Creator. So I don't know where you are tonight. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know. I hadn't planned to share any of that until we were just in a moment in worship, and the Lord reminded me that, remember, you left the door open, and I've left the door open. So tonight, I just believe there needs to be some time around this altar. That maybe it's been a while since you've intentionally spent time with the Lord. And don't forget the 1 hour. Don't forget that 1 hour of spending time with God each day. It's truly worth it. You sit in there and nothing happens. I'll be honest with you, there's some mornings I'm in there with my quiet time with God, and I wake up because I fell asleep. Because I get in my chair and I try to pray out loud. Pray out loud, not pray out loud. Well, you go to hell for if you don't do one, and you're... Come on, man. God can read your mind. He can hear your voice. So I'm in there and I'm praying silently because my wife might be laying in bed listening to me. And I don't want to sound foolish, so I pray in my mind. And sometimes I fall asleep. And I beat myself up thinking, man, some man of God you are. You can't even stay awake while you're praying. And sometimes I'll beat myself up half the day because I fell asleep when I was praying. It wasn't anything spectacular for me, but God said, man, it was unforgettable. Because He chose to spend time with me. Don't forget to spend time with Him.